Is a compression fitting on a brake line okay? The short answer is no. I'll explain. A compression fitting like this has been on this truck for quite a while, and it is working. But is it a good idea? That's another question. A brake line has to hold a lot of pressure, and although it may work, there's a possibility that this could fail because the brass is not strong enough. In an emergency situation, you might be able to put one of these on, but they do make steel ones that will handle a lot more pressure. Instead of all these ferrules being brass, they actually make all this stuff out of steel, so when you put it together, it'll handle a lot more pressure. Even though a brass compression fitting will work, I don't think you're going to find anybody that's going to say it's a good idea. A coupler like this will hold a lot more pressure. I'll explain how it works. You slide the connector onto the steel or the copper nickel pipe, and then you flare this end. You'd flare the end with a tool like this. Once everything's flared, you put it into a union, and as you tighten it, it presses against the flare, and this holds a lot of pressure. This copper nickel is a little bit more expensive than the steel, but as you can see, this steel rusts, and it'll blow through a hole when you least expect it, which is not good for brakes. This 97 Audi has had copper nickel lines from the factory. Never, through all these years and all this salt, has there ever been a problem. We got these fittings and unions at this company called 4 Lifetime Lines, and pretty good price. These are about $1 per fitting, and the copper nickel is a lot cheaper than getting it at the auto parts store. If you're working on brake lines, stay away from the brass fittings, go with the copper nickel, and these stainless steel fittings are really nice. Just because a brass compression fitting will stop and seal the leak doesn't mean it's a good idea.